We're in Puerto Rico and we are preparing for our leadership retreat. Make sure we're all in alignment and, just bond.
We are cooking pancakes, bacon, leftover churrasco, and we have some potato hash. Save that for later.
So my name is Chase. My role in the company, my new role, is head of agent growth.
Can I grab a piece of bacon? No. She's like, I want you to say yes.
What appetizer was I?
It's a real thing, I believe in that.
Chicken nachos.
This is how it went. You said chicken nachos. That's what I was gonna say. And then Chase goes, you know what else is really good? Fried pickles. I go, that was my second choice.
My name's Harold. I'm head of training and development.
Coming in
Potato
number 3.
sliders!
Loaded potato skins. You guys all erupted like, yeah.
We're in Veronica's compound in Puerto Rico right now. And we're at the top of the hill, baby, looking down at everything. So, my name is Eric Perez. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the Figueroa Team.
One of the new agents that we just onboarded last week, we took some headshots, just editing some of the headshots for the marketing team to get some business cards for them.
This weekend, we're trying to be what my 1999 Nissan Maxima wasn't. We're trying to be aligned.
We're here, honestly, that's a little bit of a sore subject. Some people say leadership retreat, some people say Veronica's and Matt's birthday. We don't really know why we're here, but I think it's a combination of two, but definitely to get together with all the leaders and the partners of our business to, go into 2022 with a strong front and, crush everything in front of us. And I think this is the catalyst or the starting point to what's going to be a really, really big year next year.
Veronica hired me. I was a TC. But I saw a huge gap in her business in regards to transparency. I remember when I joined, I was like, so how many closings do we have this month? I don't know. How many pendings do we have? I don't know. So that for me was huge. And after blood, sweat, and tear, I was able to build the TC department in-house.
We know that we've done this up till today. How are we going to do it better now?
I am Amanda Douglas. I'm here as a guest of Veronica's. Being clear is being kind, right? Being unclear is being unkind. When you're giving somebody, a half-ass response or half-ass feedback that you didn't actually, you weren't clear with them, you're only protecting yourself.
Correct.
No one ever wants to hear their flaws. Nobody. I'm open to feedback.
The only feedback I have for you.
You have no
No, I don't.
No, I wasn't.
Chase is young, and sometimes people might think his age is where his maturity level is, but Chase is extremely mature for his age, and that's why he has the role he has with us. He's earned that opportunity, and I think that with leadership, you have to have tough conversations.
But the one thing in the beginning that it's not even there anymore, you were very agent minded, and now you're back to the company.
So that was the one
where I had to literally be like, yo, I think me and Chase are gonna go at it.
When we got in our spat, it was just because we weren't talking to each other in professional ways.
I mean, what I absolutely love about you is man, you come up with these PowerPoints and all these, and you're you're practicing your scripts and all this stuff. You're like, hey man, you think you could do this? Cause I want an extra 30 minutes to practice that. Yeah. Me, I'm like, shit, I don't even know how to do PowerPoint. I didn't want to tell you guys. I just learned how to copy and paste on a Mac.
With me being pretty young, I guess, in this field and being at a leadership level, I look at, local leaders and say, oh, how can I be like that person? Instead of embracing who I am and saying, I can take my individuality and put that on a national scale, put that on a global scale. But I spend so much time comparing myself to the local level that it limits how big I can actually think.
Overall, you're pretty solid.
I feel good.
I would
know that sometimes you feel like you're overlooked.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll call it out.
The lines get really blurred with Harold and I because literally we're like family.
Does the line of personal and business get blurred? 100%. There's been times where we both snapped at each other, which in any other business could have been, the end of it, but.
My issue is that, and I know I just heard you say that you felt like you were overlooked, but my issue is that you've been with us so long, you have such amazing talent. I feel that you kind of self-sabotaged yourself not being in a higher position in this company?
No, I don't
Yeah,
feel that
why
way.
not?
And
Why
I'll
not?
tell you
Just-
why.
why not?
You know, when she's doing her own thing, I gotta always, like, it got to a point where I'm like, when are you gonna put yourself first? I told her, I was like, hey, I need some type of growth, and it doesn't mean I sell 5 more homes. I don't know what that looks like. And she said what she always says, but it's always been like, says, Harold, you could run this company if you want, right? It's always, but that's always like a very brush off, because it's that, and she's out the door.
You know, you give this crazy vision, and Rich is like, and we've all had that feeling like, okay, what the fuck do we do with that? And I think you leading that way has caused all of us to be able to create our own role, because we're just like, all right, I don't know what the fuck it is, but I'm gonna build something. I don't know if it's what she wants, but I'm gonna build something.
So I have a really bad habit of, you know, all these ideas and assuming that people, you know, understand my ideas, and kind of like this whole, like, you throw people, you know, to the wolves and they have to figure it out. And I'm working through that. That's something that I struggle with. I see you, and I'm very grateful. I do feel like I have to agree with Tony. There has been some self-sabotage. I think also there's been a lot of fault on my part. But, man, you belong in those rooms. For sure. And I've seen how much you have embraced what we've done. You've always been the biggest MVP.
I think it got resolved because she 100% took it on her own, saying that she owned up to it, you know? So I definitely think that things are going to run a lot smoother. I'm also going to let you guys know, if there's too many issues, I would go back as an agent. Right? I am a hunter. I am not a gatherer.
But I am glad that they express their truth of saying, like, sometimes, Veronica, you fucking confuse us. You know, you create friction, and you know, I want to do a better job to support them. You know, it's like you don't operate that way. People complicate things. I think what we hear Eric saying is he wants to avoid emotional connection.
Why they call me the robot? Results-oriented, not very empathetic. Don't really like my emotion. Don't really let or allow my emotions to make any of my decisions. So I really lack the empathetic point of view of seeing it from other people's perspective of the situations they go through. So they call me a robot, and I have a background in data science, so I'm very numerical and logical. And I like algorithms and formulas, and like to process numbers. So that's why they call me the robot. That's why I believe they call me the robot.
Are you aware that that's an area you struggle in?
I can feel, like, when people cry, how uncomfortable I feel. It's like the most, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Yeah, I know I lack that. I'm in an industry now that's very sociable, a lot of empaths, a lot of people that connect with people. It's a people business.
What's going on in their head? What are they feeling? What are they doing, the things they're doing, or why they're not doing, before I even ask them, and then approaching them from that state of mind. You know, it's not about the hugs and kisses. It's more like being more empathetic and trying to understand, like, where they're coming from.
How I care is to make sure there's a business for you guys to still work at, and make sure there's a business for you guys to come home to.
You help me feed my family. Like, that's so much love for me. Like,
I know you're saying, I think this is the best way that I can perform for you guys as your leader, but as a leader, you also have to take in consideration how does somebody need to be talked to? How does somebody need to...
Exactly, yeah.
Like, just like Harold said. So
you said.
Well, you have to look at it from the perspective of, like, okay, I know this is how I think what they need from me. What did they think they need from me?
People want to work for people, not robots. People want community, and culture is important.
Can you guys hold me accountable for being more empathetic and connecting more with you guys at a level that I inherently don't know how to?
You need people to tell you the truth sometimes, whether it's harsh reality, like good criticism, whatever you want to call it. I think it's necessary for everyone to grow and to see yourself from another point of view.
But, you know, it's hard to crack that shell, but anyone who gets to know him, they'll realize he's not a robot.
Happy birthday, dear Veronica. Happy birthday to you. Love you guys. Thank you for being here.
We are allowed to color outside the lines and just kind of make a mess through this whole process, that messy middle.
You can't do it by yourself. So you need somebody there. The business has gotten a little bit bigger than her, bigger than myself. As you can see, there's a lot of leaders in that room for a real estate team. It's not common to have such a functioning organization in this industry, or an organization that functions at our level in this industry. Like, we're part of 1% of the nation of teams that can do that amount of volume or transactions. 1,000 plus. Only 1% of real estate teams in the nation do that. So, but she has a bigger vision. She's a true entrepreneur. So she needs to move on, and she can't do that until this project is finished. And obviously, I would step into that place as her successor. So yeah, I can't do it alone, but collectively we're gonna replace Veronica as the team lead.
So for years, I've had a really deep relationship with Zillow, and the industry itself has evolved, and a lot of people, always kind of talk smack about our relationship with them, like why we do so much with them, but they've really given us such an amazing opportunity to grow, to push the industry forward, to develop as a team. And we have certain projects with them that we know maybe have an expiration date.
When you're looking at that and know there's an expiration date that, sometime in October, we're not going to feel it immediately because anything we touch, we still work with. But just know that all that revenue we were able to accumulate through the year is not going to be there next year.
I think for the first time, real estate is really realizing that it is our time to step up, and we cannot do real estate the way we always did real estate before.
I feel like the industry every day is evolving and changing, so for us to compete with other companies like Zillow and all of that, I feel like the business has to move into more client base.
We got this far, I think, because naturally we all hold each other accountable. Maybe we don't have the processes to do so, but I know ECs holds me accountable. I know Harold holds me accountable. I know Eric holds me accountable. I know Rich. Like, we have that already. I think we just need that process for it too. But it was just cool hearing.
Just hearing where we're going, it's exciting to know that I was on a team just 5-6 years ago where if we put 20 deals in a month, 30 deals in a month, it was a big deal. Now we're doing 120 a month, selling over 1,000 homes in less than a year.
We're going to go through a big change as a company in the next 90 days, just because some of the things that are happening within the industry. And I need to know that we were aligned, like the team was aligned, the leadership team was aligned for the company goals. And one of the big breakthroughs that I had is that we were way more aligned than I thought we were.
We can't do this alone. At the size that we are and how much we have in front of us, it's going to take 90 days of just pure grit to get us to the next level.
If we want to beat our revenue projections for this year, next year, we not only have to make up that milli, we got to surpass it.
I'm betting on the future. I'm betting on you guys.
If I'm not being an empathetic leader, you got to let me know, because I won't ever know.
I'm not going to lean on my culture index, so that's where I have to get better with the details on some stuff.
Can you just trust me?
Trust, though, is earned through transparency.
But overall, I think I'm pretty solid.
Yeah!